Will you now be able to create table?
Yes.
So this is how we are going to create a table. We will pass the table name. We will click on create button, and when we will go inside the table, first tab that will appear here is delivery and maintenance. We will pass the delivery class, data maintenance. Then in the fields, you will pass all those columns which are mandatory. After that, you guys are going to pass the primary key. Again here, focus on the thing. Whatever the primary key that you are going to use in a table, all those primary key will always be stored on the top. You cannot now mark this salary here as the primary key. My SAP compiler will not be able to understand why this primary key is stored below it. If this column will be primary key, please try to store at the above. Only the above fields can be marked here as the primary key. Okay.
Mhm.
Now the next thing that we do, for we go for technical setting and we pass our data class and size category, and if there is any currency and quantity field, always we go for this tab and we pass the reference table and reference field. Now click on activate button and activate your table. So your table is ready. Okay.
Mhm.
Now maintenance part of the table, how we are going to store our data, how we are going to perform the insertion, how we are going to perform the updation, and how we are going to perform the deletion part of the data in any table. So for that we will go for this utilities. You can see here we have table contents and we have create entries. See here, all by default this MANDT field data is coming, and you can see here you cannot enter any data. It is already there in read mode, right?
Mhm.
So now you can enter any record in this employee ID. Suppose I'm passing 101. I'm passing a name here, Shivam Singh. I'm passing a department, SAP ABAP. I'm passing a manager name. I'm passing a salary, and I'm passing its currency. Okay. Now if I will click on save button, database record successfully created. Now if you will click on back button, you can see here we have this contents data. We can click on contents and click on execute. This data is created in my table. See here, this data is created in my table, right?
Mhm.
So this is the creation part. As a developer, how you are going to create your, how you are going to create entries inside the table. Go for utilities, table contents, create entries. And you can go for another one, 102. Suppose at this time I'm passing this one. I will go for department, manager, and let's say 5,000 US dollar. Click on save. Now if you will click on content, execute. See here, the second record has been stored. Okay, so this is how you are going to create any entry inside your table. This is how you are going to perform the insertion part inside your table. Now the updation part. So suppose you want to change the department of any record. So if you want to change the department, what you can do is you can select that particular record. You can see here we have a radio button called sorry, a pencil button called change. If you will click on it, by default all the columns that are non-primary key you will be able to change them. Primary key you cannot change any data. If you have saved any data, primary key cannot be changed. You can only delete this particular record, but you will not be able to change the primary key. Rest you can change all the non-primary key columns. Okay. So if you want to change here, just suppose I'm adding this time SAP ABAP development. I clicked on save button. Database record successfully created. Now if you will click on back, you can see here the department has been updated.
Mhm.
So this is how we are going to perform the updation part. Now the third part, deletion. So if you want to delete any entry, please select here from the checkbox. Click on table entry and you can see we have a delete button. We can directly go for delete. Click on delete entry and your database record successfully deleted. 102 has been deleted. Now if you will click on back button, see 102 is not there. Is this thing clear? Will you guys be able to perform this creation, updation and deletion part from your table?
Yes.
So this is how we create our table and we perform the creation, updation and deletion. So this is one way to maintain the data inside the table. Another way is SE16. Do you guys have heard this transaction code SE16?
Yes, for displaying tables.
No, you can use it for maintaining data inside the table. Just go inside it and pass your table and click here. See here we have create entries button. You can go for it. You can create entries from here also. Let's say again, let's store the 102 record that we have deleted. Pass the department and manager, let's say 5,000 salaries and currency, and click on save button. Back. Now you can see here we have this contents part also. If you click on it, click on execute, you will be able to see the same data from here on. So creation part is ready. If you want to change some data, select it from this checkbox. Click on this radio button. You can change the any columns that you want. Suppose again I'm changing to SAP ABAP development this one. Save. Go for back button. See here this column is also changed now. And if you want to delete any record, again change the if the checkbox. Please select the checkbox. Go for table entry, delete entry. So this is the second way to perform the creation, updation and deletion part over your table. Is this thing clear?
Yes.
Another way, guys, we have also another way. One more way. SE16N. Have you heard it? What is the use of this one?
Let's go get data from different tables.
You can get data from the different table, but is again it is used for maintenance purpose also. If you will click on execute button, click here. Let me just click on the execute button. It is going to show you all the contents of your data. And you can, if you want to change, if you want to add any record, just click on this insert row. Let me just remove it. Click on this create button and now just pass any number of row you want. 102. Suppose again Abhishek, SCP ABAP, manager name, let's say 5,000 US dollar. Go for another one, 103. Let's say this time secure, SCP ABAP, again manager, 1,000 USD. Now let's say this time INR. So if you will click on save button, see here what you are going to see. Inserted rows is equal to number 2. So the amount of row you will be inserting here, you are going to get this message. Okay. So this is the creation part. Now if you want to update the record. So suppose here I want to change to ABAP only. And if I will click on save button, this time you will get the changed rows. The number of rows that has been changed, it will be counted here. Okay. And if you will click on delete button here, you will click on delete button. Just see here, we have this delete row. If you will click on it and click on save button, see we will get this deleted rows. So you guys can perform your table maintenance part from SE11, SE16 and SE16N From SE11, you are required to go inside the table and then you can perform the creation, updation, and deletion part. From SE16, you can directly pass your table name. You can click on this create button and you can use this for maintenance. From SE16N, you can do the same stuff. Is this thing clear?
Mhm.
Yes.
Now we have three ways to maintain the data. But here is a challenge. Let me show the challenge. You can in the production system, which is a live system, end users will never get the right to access your SE11, SE16 and SE16 and transaction code. Your end users will never ever have the right of this SE11, SE16 and SE16 and transaction codes. So tell me guys, how do you think your end user or your customer is going to enter data or maintain data inside the table that you have developed for him? Inside this table, how do you think your end user is going to maintain the data?
With a transaction that's specified or specific for maintaining the table entries, it would be um, an individual report, right, where the end user can enter the table entries.
Okay, any other answer please? Yeah, your answer is definitely okay. The thing is, we are going to generate a table maintenance generator for your end user or customer. Okay, that is why we have selected this display maintenance allowed. What you will do, you will go for utilities and you will click on this table maintenance generator button. Here we will create a table maintenance generator. Now see here, the first radio button inside it is authorization group. Authorization group. So the group which you want to authorize to maintain this table, you can pass here directly. This is thing you are going to get from your functional consultant. If there is any group, you can select it. Otherwise, if you are creating your table for practice purpose, you can select this n% NC, which is simply means no authorization. Anybody can access it because we are only creating for practice purpose. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Now then we have this function group. So for now we are going to pass our table name inside this function group. We have a separate portion where we will discuss this concept of function group. For now just remember it, like whenever we are going to create a table, you are going to simply pass your table name inside this function group. Okay. Then we
Mhm.
have this maintenance type. So if you want multiple screen for maintenance, you can go for two step, but mostly I prefer this one step. Click on this find screen number and click on this propose screen. Okay. And click on this create button. Package, transport request, press enter multiple times and your table maintenance generator will be generated. Guys, this TMG or table maintenance generator is the most important stuff for any table and it is the most easiest way to maintain data. Always, so please always go for this TMG even if you are creating for table maintenance generator part. I will never suggest you to maintain data from SE11 or SE16 or SE16N. But as a developer, you must know that those things we can do, but for the practice part, this is the best way. TMG is the best way for maintenance of data. Okay. Once your TMG will be created, you will get this message request completed without errors. Now
Mhm.
a separate transaction code is there which is used for maintenance part, which is SM30. SM30 is the transaction code which is there for maintenance part. You can use it, press enter and here you will pass your table name and you can click on maintain button. See here. Here you can, if you want to delete any record, click on this delete button, save it. If you want to update any record, You can change the record here. Click on save button. By default, it is saved. Back. Again, maintain. If you want to add new entry, suppose 102, Abhishek, department here, SAP ABAP, manager column here. And do you guys have seen this one important thing? See the heading of these columns. Watch this heading that we have passed inside the field level of creation of data element. See this one. This was the same heading that we were passing inside the data element creation. Na?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, let me again show it to you. You guys might have forgotten it. Just go inside it. Check this one. What were you were passing? If you'll go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So my end user is going to see this employee ID and employee name now. He is going to see like this one. He is not going to see this technical name. He is not going to see this as employee underscore EMP underscore ID. He is going to see this like this one. This is the name is that will be visible to your end user. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And pass the salary and this currency again. Press enter. Guys, TMG is the best way to maintain the data. I usually prefer it. I will also suggest it to use it. Okay, everybody please always go for TMG for maintenance of data. But as a developer, we should also know that we can use SE11, SE16 and SE16N all for maintenance of data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any doubt till now? I'm simply going to store this 5 record inside this table. Let's delete this one. Enter. Save. Get back. Maintain. You can directly go for this new entry and you can directly paste from Excel here. Okay. You can directly copy data from Excel and you can paste it here. Any confusion?
No.
Will you be
I just
now
have,
be, yeah,
sorry, I just had one question. For example, any field, if you want to link to another table, like for example, there is a table of department 10, 20, 30, 40, and they have like probably ABAP, MMPP. So is it possible to add data like
then you
this
will
way?
have to make that department as your key. Only you can use primary key for linking tables. Okay. That is why we see that for one single module, you are going to see at least 10 to 15 tables are there. I'm just taking the example of header and item only because for now it will become really difficult to explain all those things because we are now seeing how to create a table only.
Mhm.
Mostly we only choose those things as a primary key which are not going to be repeated. In the item, you are going to see the combination part. That is why in the item table, we go for the combination part. But in the header part, that is why I've selected this employee ID. Employee ID will always be unique, right? We
Mhm.
can have the same department for multiple users. We can have the same manager for multiple users. There is a possibility that we can have same salary count, sorry, same salary for multiple users, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Any other question?
Um, so for example, if you want to search for data, maybe using SE16N or something.
Yeah, you can go for it. Let's go for SE16 and let's
Yeah.
pass our table, go for execute button. See here, all the data you are going to see.
No, if you go back, for example, just one step back,
Yeah.
and here, if I want to search for department,
If you want to search for department, let's
I
search for
mean,
department.
no, department and from the options which are available, with the F4 help.
Alright, if you want to go for this one, right? Where is the F for help? Why it is not working? Is it
So this
working
is
here?
linked. No, so is this linked to primary key?
No, we have a why. What is this one? F for help. This one is F for help, na? You are telling me that we go for when they go for header table. Sorry, we go for standard table. Let's say VBAK table, right?
Hmm.
Let's go inside this one. Is this working? Somebody is asking to tell me, is this one working? Yeah, this one is working. So if we go for our table now again, what was our table? Let's repeat it. Copy the table name for here. Let's check this is working for our primary key or not. Is it working? It is not working, na? Because this one is a search help, my friend. This one is a search help. And if you will go for SE11, see here we have a different radio button, search help. We can create our own search help as a developer. For your standard tables, SAP has already created. For your VBAK table, SAP has already created and has passed inside your sales document number for VBELN field. That is why you are going to see the amount all those data in your search help. Okay,
Mhm.
we will be creating our search help at that time, we will be seeing it, but for now we don't need it. Anything else?
No, I think that's okay for now.
Okay, Alan, Mukul, anything else please?
For now, no, thank you.
All right, so guys, this is all for today's session. I will say the notes, and please try to create it. See here, some important stuff is there. We will always go for SM30 for maintenance of data. Please always create a table maintenance generator. The steps are already recording, already there in the recording. Also, once the class is done, you will get your recording. Simply click on this icon and always download your recording to local PC, because this recording will automatically removed after 30 days. Okay,
Mhm.
please download it. Please download the notes. These things are going to help you in your future.
Okay, thank you.
Then the next stuff here is, for maintaining data from SM30, always take display maintenance allowed. That is why I was giving some time on this thing, right? Display maintenance allowed, we are always going to select it.
Mhm.
One thing, confusion usually occurs in the mind of the developers, that suppose we are going to delete TMG because of certain region. Suppose a region come where we are forced to delete our TMG. Okay, table is already open. Where is it? Yeah, here. Utilities, table maintenance generator. So suppose I am deleting the TMG for some region. So the thing here is, deleting the TMG never ever deletes the table data. Always put this thing in your mind, deleting the TMG never ever deletes your table data. And one more thing also there. If you will not open your table in the change mode, you will never ever going to see the delete button of your TMG. You go for utilities, table maintenance generator. See here, we have this delete button using which we can delete our TMG. But if you will open your table in display mode, now go for TMG part, table maintenance generator. See here, your delete button is not there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, guys, this is enough for today. We will see the creation and of item table and the linking part in the next class tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very
Any
much.
question?
No, that's all.
Please
No,
practice this
thank you.
thing. And if you have any question, we will discuss it tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.